Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. In this video, we'll be looking into various parameters an AI model should be judged on to make it usable for your work. So let's get started. So for that, we are on ArtificialAnalysis.ai. It's a website that's showing how the different AI models are ranked and performing since their launch. So the top highlights includes intelligence, speed, and price. But what are those parameters? So for the intelligence, artificial analysis using something called as artificial analysis intelligence index. This is the composite score that measures reasoning, coding ability, knowledge, and problem solving across various benchmarks. For example, if you want a model for research or deep problem solving, you would be looking with a very high intelligence index score. So for right now, you can see on the chart the GPT, that is from OpenAI, and Grok 4 are on the top, are almost competing with each other with a score of intelligence index of 69 and 68. The next parameter is speed, which translates to tokens per second. Artificial analysis measure inference speed, or how many tokens per second a model can generate. This matters a lot if you are building a product where users are waiting for an answer in real time, like chatbots, coding assistant, or customer support. A model with 150 token per second feels snappier, while one crawling with 20 might frustrate your user. So it's always balancing intelligence with speed. So the next parameter is the price, which translates to cost per million tokens. So the cost matters, especially at scale. Artificial analysis show cost per million tokens. For each model, if you are just experimenting, a higher cost model might not be the big deal. But if you are running thousands of query daily, those costs multiply fast. In fact, in their report of quarter 2025, they showed that the inference costs have dropped nearly 75% in some cases, which is massive shift. So always weigh performance against price. Sometimes slightly less intelligence but more cheaper model saves thousands of dollars without hurting the results. There are another two parameters which we should be taken into consideration. So to find it, if I click on the more information for any model, you'll see a comparison summary. So we have discussed the speed, price, but the latency is actually the response delay. Speed is about how fast tokens stream once the answer starts, but latency is about how quickly the model begins responding. For some model, a couple of seconds to wake up before outputting anything. If you are embedding an AI into user-facing tools, high latency creates a poor experience. Artificial analysis shows latency values so that you can compare models not just on how smart they are, but how responsive they feel. Another parameter that needs to be taken into consideration is the context window or the memory length. This tells you how much information the model can remember at once. The smaller context windows like 8K or 16K tokens are fine for the short conversations. But if you are analyzing long documents, code bases, or having ongoing charts, you will need 100K plus tokens. Artificial analysis lets you compare the models with context length, or we can also say as context window. So here it is. It says for GPT-5 High, it has context window of 400K. Another parameter is the AI trends. If you hover into the AI trends tab, you can see which labs are climbing. So for example, here you can say on the x-axis its release date and on y its intelligence index. Since every model launched for the particular release date, there is some intelligence index associated with it, and how every model over the time has crossed some intelligence index level and it's growing. Also, you can see the capital expenditure by major tech companies over the time. If you hover to model tabs again, it provides you various catalogs. For example, choosing the model, providers for the models, various providers that are currently available in the market, which are the open source models, depending on their size or depending on their parameters. For example, medium models are in 40 billion parameters to 150 billion parameters. The next is some evaluation indexes and leaderboards. If you go to multilingual capabilities, you can see the various languages mentioned. For example, if you want English, the model which is most compatible, the model which is most compatible with English, you can see the Cloud 3 Sonnet and GPT-4o are the highest intelligence model, followed by DeepSeek V3 from December 2024 and Qwen 2.5 with 72 billion parameters. So to quickly recap, the main parameters you need to look when judging into the model is intelligence, speed, latency, context window, price, and market trends. ArtificialIntelligence.ai is a platform that gives you a single dashboard to compare all of them side by side. So you don't have to rely on the marketing claims. That means you can pick the right model for your exact needs, whether it is for research, coding, chatbot, scaling an application. If you found this walkthrough helpful, hit like and subscribe and stay tuned for more.